Hi preschool class, it's Miss Jen, and I actually decided to do a video for our science projects because I thought it would be easier for you to actually see me doing the science project. So this science project this week we were talking about winter, so we're going to do a snowflake. So I know last week's our project was a snowflake, and I gave you a blue marker and I gave you a piece of paper snowflake that I gave you a marker and I said you could paint blue. So we're actually going to use that for a science project. So if you have your snowflake still, or if you want to look at the video to know how to make a new one out of paper, you're just going to color the whole thing blue. The only reason why we're coloring it blue is just it makes it easier for us to see what is happening when we do our science project. So the other things you're going to need is some just regular table salt. You're going to need a little cup. I actually have a little measuring cup, and I put water in there already. So you're going to need 6 tablespoons full of water, and you're going to need some salt. So mom, dad, or whoever is helping you is going to probably need to do this part for you. And then maybe they'll let you do this. So this is a lot of practice to be able to do this. You're going to take 3 tablespoons of salt and put it in your water. So all you're going to do is just pour the salt onto your spoon. It takes a lot of work. If you get too much in there, it's okay. So if you're spilling it into the container and get more salt than 3, it's fine. It'll actually probably even look even nicer if there's a lot of salt. So our science project is we're taking salt and water, and we are mixing it together, and we are going to put it on top of our snowflake. And then we're going to leave it for at least overnight, one night before we do our science project to see what happens. So we're going to see what happens when you mix salt and water together. So I actually have a little bit too much water in there. So I'm going to pour some more salt because you want it to be pretty thick. You want the water to look very, very thick when you pour it onto your paper. So you want the water to kind of look just like that. I don't know if you can see it. You want it to kind of look watery, but very salty and thick. So you are going to need a tray or something to put your snowflake on. And so I'm going to take my blue snowflake, put it on my paper. And then all I'm going to do is just take my salt mixture just like this and just dump it onto my paper. And you're just going to smear it all around. And what we're going to do is after this is all done, we are going to see what happens to this salt and this snowflake the next day. So when I tell you it's time to do your science project, you're going to do it the night before. And then you're going to see what happens. And then after you leave your science project for one night and we look at the results, if you leave it for a little bit longer, you could see what happens when it sits for a very long time. So all you do is just keep spreading it all over the place, just like that. And just all over the snowflake. So you just spread out the whole thing. And the reason why I had to do it blue, so then you could see really what happens when it's done. So there it is. So all it is just some salt and water on my blue snowflake. And then that's it. So I hope you have fun with the science project and you're able to put the salt and mixture on there and see what happens the next day when we do our science project. See you later, preschool class.